I never imagined my marriage would fall apart the way it did. I always assumed if something ever tore us apart, it would be something huge, betrayal, financial ruin, a fight so big we couldn't come back from it. But in the end, it wasn't any of that. It was something far simpler, far quieter, and far more devastating. It was words. Careless, cutting words that were never meant for me to hear. Words spoken by the one person I believed would never hurt me like that. My wife. It happened on a completely ordinary Saturday evening. I'd just come home from running errands, my car still packed with groceries. When I stepped inside, I heard laughter drifting from the living room. At first, I smiled. My wife had some friends over. I figured they were just catching up like usual. But the longer I listened, the more wrong it felt. The laughter wasn't light or friendly. It carried an edge, sharp, mocking. I set the bags down quietly and stayed in the hallway, hidden from view. Then I heard her voice. My wife. The woman who promised to love me, care for me, build a future with me.
And she was laughing at me.
He tries so hard to act confident, she said. Honestly, it's embarrassing. More laughter erupted. He has no idea how pathetic he looks sometimes. My entire body froze. For a moment, I hoped I misheard. Maybe she meant someone else. But then one of her friends jumped in. Oh, absolutely. He talks like everyone takes him seriously. It's actually kind of sad. They laughed again. And my wife kept going. Don't even get me started on the way he dresses. I've told him to put in some effort, but he just doesn't get it. Sometimes I look at him and wonder how I ended up with someone like that. Every word was a blow. My hands shook. My chest tightened. I felt my heart pounding in my ears. This wasn't light teasing. This was humiliation. And my wife, the person I trusted most, was the one leading it. Something in me cracked. I stepped into the living room. The laughter cut off instantly. Their faces drained of color. My wife's smile collapsed the moment she saw me standing there. Silence. I looked at each of her friends, then at her. My voice trembled, but it was firm. Everyone.
Out. Now.
They stared at me like they couldn't process what I'd said. So I said it again, louder, the fury in my chest finally spilling over. Get out of my house. They jumped to their feet, scrambling for their bags, too stunned to say anything. When the door finally closed behind them, my wife turned to me, pale and shaking. Wait, listen, she whispered. It's not what you think. We were just joking. I didn't mean any of it. Please calm down. But I was done. Pack your things and go with them, I said, my voice cracking. Tomorrow, I'm filing for divorce. Her eyes filled instantly. She reached for my arm, but I pulled away. I didn't want explanations. I didn't want excuses. The words had already been spoken, and nothing could undo them. The rest of that night blurred together. She cried, apologized, begged me to listen. But all I felt was a hollow ache. Every time I closed my eyes, I heard her voice. Embarrassing. Pathetic. How did I end up with him? Those aren't the thoughts of a woman who loves her husband. Those are the thoughts of someone who looks down on him. And a marriage without respect is already dead. By morning, she had packed a bag. She kept whispering apologies as she left, but I felt nothing. Just the kind of emptiness that comes when you realize someone you trusted never truly valued you. I filed for divorce that Monday. She tried to argue at first, told me I was being dramatic, that I was ending everything over a joke. But it wasn't a joke. It was the truth slipping out when she thought I wasn't there. And once you hear that truth, you can't pretend it doesn't exist. Looking back, that moment wasn't the beginning of the end. It was the end. I'd just been too blind to notice until the words were spoken aloud. If your partner mocks you behind your back, belittles you, or turns you into a punchline for other people's amusement, then the love you believed in is nothing but an illusion. Walking away hurt more than anything I've ever done. But it was also the moment I finally understood something important. I would rather be alone than stay with someone who sees me as a joke. And that's how a marriage I once believed would last forever ended in a single night. Not because of betrayal or lies, but because of something even more destructive. Disrespect.